You know how you would sit around with your friends and debate if Goku could bitch slap Naruto into the ground? Or if Toriko could face up against the might of Kenshiro? How about if Ichigo from Bleach crossed swords with Kenshin? Or, the ultimate question, what if Medaka and Boa compared egos and bust lines? Well, J-Star's Victory Versus can answer a lot of these questions, especially if they involve beating the crap out of each other. Developed by Spike Chunsoft, the developers behind a lot of Japanese-only 3D games that we've never heard of, and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment, J-Star's Victory Versus Plus takes 52 characters from 32 different Jump manga series and places them in a technically 3-on-3 fight. I say technically 3v3 because there are 3 characters per team, however only 2 are playable fighters and another one is a summonable support character. Think back to the original Marvel vs. Capcom game and you have the idea of the team format. Technically, this game has 39 playable characters with only 13 support characters available. The roster of playable characters is an amazing selection of classic Jump manga favourites such as Goku and Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach, Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece, and Yosuke from Yu Yu Hakusho, to more occult classics like Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star, and both JoJo's from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Even more current manga like Koro-sensei from Assassination Classroom and Toriko and Zebra from Toriko make an appearance in this game. Then you have the weirder entries like Ariel Norimaki and Bobo, however you say it. It's got 1,000,001 bows in it, so I'm not going to try saying it properly. But given the size of the roster, to lock you down to 6 characters to begin with feels like a big mistake. You can unlock more characters in the shop for jump points, a form of currency that you build up through the various game modes, though the game does restrict how many characters you can unlock at one time through the use of slots. This is their way of getting you to go and play the J-Adventure mode. J-Adventure, the main story mode, takes place in Jump World, a place that contains all of the Jump manga universes in one area. You play through 4 chapters where things revolve around the same plot. Every 45 years, all the heroes, villains, and other characters from different Jump series are summoned for a tournament to crown the best of the best. Each chapter focuses on a different trio of characters. Chapter 1, Motion, focuses on Monkey D. Luffy and Ace from One Piece along with Seiya from Saint Seiya. Chapter 2, Hope, focuses on Naruto from Naruto, Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho, and Gon from Hunter x Hunter. Chapter 3, Research, focuses on Toriko and Zebra from Toriko, and Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Chapter 4, Pursuit, focuses on Ichigo from Bleach, Olga from Beelzebub, and Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho. The actual gameplay in J-Adventure is pretty simple. Go to a location on the world map, press your way through a short scene, and go into battle, repeat until the next scene happens. The only issue I have with the world map is that you cannot move the camera at all, and that you cannot find locations on the map. This makes navigation extremely annoying and relies too much on you remember every single location on the map, which is not easy at all as there are multiple locations in every area. But since you spend very little time moving around on the world map, it's bearable. One other thing I'll mention is that when things are spoken, it's Japanese only, so if you prefer English dubbing, you're going to be very disappointed. Not that it really matters, considering you only get little oohs, ahs, and grunts from the characters during this story mode anyway. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes of the game, the fights. Fighting in this game is fairly simple. You have weak and strong attacks along with 3 character-specific moves. If you string the weak and strong attacks into a combo, sometimes you'll trigger one of the special moves. Some of the special moves, like Luffy's Rapid Fire Punch, can be added to or have a secondary effect with the right button input. Each group has a special mode that they can go into called Victory Burst, a timed mode that allows group members to do their ultimate attack that does massive damage. And that's about it. The goal in any battle is to meet the conditions of the fight, which is usually to knock the team out a specific number of times. This can be achieved by knocking out any member of the opposing team any number of times, usually about 2 or 3 times, instead of knocking all the team members out, which is usually what happens in a group fighting game. So if you want to knock Sasuke on his ass 3 times in a row and just ignore Naruto or whatever, you can do it that way. Or you can mash it up a bit by beating down both team members at least once and then finding a third character that's low on health and kill them that way. And that's pretty much it. This game is very simple in the way it works. Outside of free battles and J-Adventure modes, you have Victory Road, a challenge-based mode, much like the challenge towers in Mortal Kombat, online and offline multiplayer, and a tacked-on arcade mode. Overall, this game is something you want to pick up and play on a lazy weekend, not something you pick up for competitive play or even a hardcore play session. How much you'll enjoy this game will depend on your love and knowledge of Jump manga titles and the characters involved. Personally, I'm having a hard time both putting this title down and finding a way to recommend it. I'm a huge fan of the jump-style manga with their big blasts and amazing fights, but at the same time, this title has come out at a time where there are a lot bigger and better titles hitting the market. So unless you're a huge fan of jump manga titles, it's probably best to avoid putting money down on this until the next release drought, when it's usually cheaper. The relentless grind and slow drip feed of new characters will turn a lot of people away, as it gets boring having to grind your butt off like this is some sort of MMO. However, the variety of characters and very tough AI will make you want to slug through the game even further. It's a weird middle ground game where there's both something to buy, yet something to avoid. So it's up to you whether you want to take the risk on picking this one up or not. I can't really recommend it, but at the same time I do recommend it.